Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Eva and welcome to Victoria 2, Heart of Darkness. So this is the third expansion already for Victoria 2 that came out, I think. I don't really remember. Anyway, it's Victoria 2. It is the third in the line of Paradox Interactive's, Paradox Development Studios Grand Strategy Game series. And I've played the other three so far, and the last one we've not yet played is Victoria 2. And I think it's the first one that got me into the genre as is, but it's also, well, I don't like Crusader Kings as much, so this would be my third play, but I still love it a lot. Haven't played in a while though, because EU4 came out, been doing a lot for my channel of course, which you hopefully are watching lots of things of, and liking it of course. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've played Victoria 2, so it was really time to really at least finish off having played all strategy games by Paradox. And we might in the future also go check out Rajas of India for Crusader Kings 2. Of course, Wealth of Nations, Europa Universalis 4 will be played as well quite heavily, and of course Hearts of Iron 4 when it comes out next year, as well as other games by other development studios and everything. Trust me, there will be more civilization in the future, there will be more of a lot of things. But for now, Victoria 2. Let's just have a look around. We'll probably have a double episode coming out pretty soon of this, or, well, actually not a double episode, but just one episode to get you started. Then again, bringing out 2 is good, because when you watch 2 in a row, you're a lot more invested in it already. But we'll see how it goes with me recording. So anyway, let's go to single player now, Victoria 2, and now we start in the world at 1836. Graphics wise, it's a little bit behind on EU4 and Crusader Kings 2. They really made the switch to the 3D engine in Crusader Kings 2 and carried it over to EU4 and soon to Hearts of Iron 4 as well. But it's still aesthetically pleasing if you ask me. So we have British India, we have Dutch Indonesia, we have British Australia, New Zealand, Japan is actually one nation, Korea still exists, Chinese Empire is a little bit fractured, and of course the scramble for Africa is one of the main things in this game. I don't think I've actually played on Hearts of Darkness before, now that I think of it. I've played House Divided a lot, I've played a lot of modified versions, and of course Spain has been reduced considerably because, well, they lost all their American holdings except for Cuba. And apparently Puerto Rico, I think this would be. This then is Jamaica, yeah. USA, not yet completely there. War with Texas, between Texas and Mexico is actually going on right now. So Texan independence. USA swoops in, takes over. It depends really. Some games Mexico just takes everything here and that's what it is. Then or USA takes everything and goes completely nuts. It just depends. But I think what we're going to do for this Let's Play of Victoria 2 is do something challenging and interesting at the same time, and that is try to form Italy. Now, Italy did not form quite long after. I think if we check out House Divided, which is of course the Civil War in America, that's the idea. So we already see that Italy exists. So, and this is the original timeline, so between 1836 and 1861 Italy gets founded, and Germany doesn't yet, but in the game lots of people actually get to found Germany pretty damn fast, or at least the North German Federation. But we'll see how things are different from the other games pretty damn soon. Anyway, I'm probably going to make it easy enough, so we're going to pick either Two Sicilies or Sardinia Piedmont. And in this case it seems that Two Sicilies is the stronger one of the two, and yeah, it depends. So they have, well, I think, yeah, Two Sicilies is fine, so we're going to start as the Two Sicilies, which is Naples and Sicily, I guess, and try and work our way through everything. So Two Sicilies it is. Here we see some ships. And we will see what is different as soon as we actually get into the game, of course. So here we are, and already, yeah, graphics wise, of course, it's an older game, so it's different. Of course, we have different tabs. Now we have production, This is basically everything that's being produced here. So there are no factories yet in the nation, but we can build factories, so that's cool. So we're going to build factory pretty damn soon. There's some production going on. Our nation produces a lot of wool, a lot of sulfur, some fertilizer, grain, fruit, and fish. There's one project going on. Investors are trying to fund a paper mill in Puglia, and paper mill will turn, if I'm right, lumber into paper, basically. But that's not what the nations will run on anyway. Budget, we see here the budget. We can set taxes for all layers of the population. So you have the poor people, which are craftsmen, farmers, laborers, slaves, and soldiers. Then we have the middle class, which are the officers, the clerks, clergymen, the bureaucrats, and the artisans. Then we have the rich, which are the aristocrats and the capitalists. Basically, craftsmen work in factories, farmers work on the field, laborers work in mines, slaves are slaves, and soldiers are soldiers in the army. The middle class artisans, they make goods from stuff that farmers and laborers produce. They make goods from that. Bureaucrats will make sure that taxes are being paid, money is going all in the right places. Basically, they work for the administration. Clergymen will get education done. So the more clergymen in the nation, the better your literacy will become. And that's actually something that we'll see soon enough. That we'll focus on in the beginning. It's a really good focus to get your education up. Clerks are people who make sure that the factories run perfectly fine, that the craftsmen are doing the right things. And officers, of course, lead your armies. Then there's finally the aristocrats and the capitalists. The aristocrats, I believe, they make the artisans work and do stuff. And the capitalists run factories, build stuff in your nation as well. So over time there are probably more capitalists than aristocrats. Basic differences. Anyway, we currently have no income from gold, which is fine, to be honest. Military spending, you can adapt that, so to have income and outgoing money. There's education, there's national stockpile. Spend on army, navy and factories. And of course education and administration. Currently everything's set to their usual levels. Okay, so technology. And we have 5 levels, different sorts of technology. We have the army techs, which have 30. Each branch of tech has 5 different things to research. Sorry. Dry throat already, and not good. That doesn't bode well for the rest of the episode, now does it? Anyway, you have army doctrine, which basically means, it improves your armies on different levels. Also, every level of technology also comes with inventions, and inventions are random events that will trigger only after you have the research, and they will add bonuses or some other things. So light armament means this combat width changes for everything, and the inventions give more defense or offense to units. Heavy armament is basically artillery. Military science makes organization will go up, and command principle will make tactics go up and make them better in combat. So there are great war stuff and everything. Navy, same ideas. Naval doctrine makes ships stronger and better organized and lets your naval bases be stronger. Ship construction means the kinds of ship you can produce. So we start with the clippers, and basically the last ships you have to build in EU4, like the 3-deckers and such, and the heavy frigates. They will soon be replaced by steamships. That's the difference. Victoria 2 really is about industrialization and going through the industrial age. Naval engineering, naval science, naval leadership. Then there's commerce, which is financial institute like banks, monetary system like making money, and the idea of a central bank and everything. Economic thought, just better economics, like all the way up to Keynesian economics. The way the market functions can be researched, and the way the market is organized can be well researched and developed as well. Culture, of course, the industrial age changed a lot of art stuff, like classicism, early romanticism, into romanticism, realism, impressionism, expressionism, mass culture and the avant-garde. just the way that culture developed and philosophy as well. Then we have social thought, and that's actually going to be the first one to research. I think cannot start before that. Let's see, 7200. Yeah, let's start that research at least. Project should be completed halfway through 1838, and will make education more efficient, which means that people can be a lot more, well, they can learn more and get smarter faster. Culture has also political thought and makes you have more national focuses or foci. I will get to those really soon anyway. And then there's psychology, and that also basically behaviorism, psychoanalysis. I guess that has to do with Sigmund Freud and stuff, so psychology also developed in this time. Then there's of course industry developments, power, mechanization, metallurgy, infrastructure, and chemistry and electricity. Ooh, actually I'm gonna switch over to the railroads. It's only half as expensive, so it's done earlier, then we can still switch back to the other one. And this just allows us to build railroads, and they are really strong and you need them to get your industrialization rolling. And we're currently in the traditional academia, so we don't have any bonuses or negatives to our different sciences, technologies to research, and there I can show you where you can change that as well. Then we have politics. There's actually a lot more politics involved in this day and age because the reign of kings has ended with basically with Napoleon a lot, and now we currently have an absolute monarchy. We can appoint a ruling party, no elections in this form of government. Basically right now we are indeed a kingdom, but this can change, and liberalism is a really big factor, and we have a lot of liberal people apparently in our nation, and this might change. And so they have social reforms and political reforms. Liberalism and socialism will rear its head later on. Even fascism and communism will come around as well. Oh god, I really need to get a glass of water after this, and I will. And then yeah, you have an upper house and a lower house. Basically the upper house decides if you can reform these two. The lower house will give you policies like currently we're on state capitalism, which means we can build our own factories and stuff. There are movements, which basically means people want to be liberal or communist or just rebels as well. Decisions, which are like the decisions in EU4 and such, and military-industrial complex is, for instance, the one that will change us technologically. So the administration traditional academia can be replaced by the decision to go to the military-industrial complex, which will give us, which will lose 15 prestige. Prestige is a lot more important and accumulates. It doesn't go to 100, and then it will start to, what's it called again? Decay. Thank you. No one in particular, but yeah, it starts to decay in EU4, but here it keeps accumulating, and prestige is a decent way for a secondary power like the Two Sicilies, which we are, to raise up in the ranks quickly in the beginning. And what it changes, it will give us a bonus to army tech and industrial tech, and a penalty to navy tech and culture tech, while commerce tech stays the same. And for 10 years the academy is a bit confused and will give you a few less power. Then there is apparently the Royal Order of Francis I, and this means, free research points and prestige when we have at least 25 prestige, which is pretty fine. And then Avanti Italia, which is basically, form Italy, basically. And for that to be accomplished, we need to have all the cores of Italy in our possession or as part of our sphere. But to build a sphere we need to be a power first. We need to be a great power, which we currently aren't. We are currently 12th in line of all the powers, and well, it probably is not a big surprise that the United Kingdom is by far the strongest power in the world, already industrializing. Prussia and France and the USA are also industrializing. Well, these three are behind, but they have a lot more prestige and military power. Russia is staying in second place just because of their military power, really. They can field a large army and that's allowing them to stay up. So then we have population, and that includes having national foci. You can have 2 foci in the beginning, you can have more, and this game works with regions. So we have the Campania region, the Puglia region, and Sicilian Sicily. And since Malta is a part of Sicily, of the region, so this Malta is just British Sicily. And that's about it. And for the rest of it, yeah, that's basically it. So what we want to do with our foci, first off, is to check we have 80% farmers and only 1% clergymen. What we want to have, the ideal ratio is 4% clergymen. So what we're going to do is encourage clergymen in Campania as well as in Puglia. This will grow the amount of clergymen, which will increase literacy, which will in time also increase research. But clergymen, the amount of 2% is optimal. Okay, so if you have 2% clergymen average in the entire nation, then we will have the maximum amount of research points from clergymen. Later on you also get, I'm not sure, but you used to get also points from clerks as well. Might be a little different because of, well, Heart of Darkness, which I haven't played yet. Then there's trade, just the market, and the higher you are as a great power, the more chances you have at your market. You have 2 types of markets. You have your domestic market, which includes your sphere, and you have the international market. So as a nation, damn it, I'm really sorry about the coughing right now, but throat. Anyway, as a nation, you, as a great power, you have a sphere of nations around you which you are influencing, which are basically, well, aligned to you. So United Kingdom should have people in its sphere, and it has a lot. Mostly it has Belgium, it has a lot, has Greece apparently as well, and it has a lot of the Indian nations as well. And what it means is that those nations are part of the domestic or priority trade market for the United Kingdom. The great power will always be the first one in line for trade. And then the rest of their partners will be allowed to trade within their sphere, going back and forth. So, and then as the biggest great power, the United Kingdom goes first of everyone else for the rest of the world, for those who are not in the sphere or are left over from other spheres of trade. And this goes for every great power sphere group. Let's see, there is a map mode for sphere, so we are currently in, we're being influenced by Sicily, but by France, but we're not in a sphere. So red is the United Kingdom sphere, blue is France, yellow is Spain, white is Austrian, green, light green is Ottoman, dark green is Russian, and this grayish thing is Prussia. Well, blue gray, no color is actually no sphere. And here we see USA is also a great power, so it also has its own sphere, but there's no one in their sphere, and most of India is simply in the British sphere, so they can do everything they want with India. So, but to create a sphere you first have to actually be a great power. And what I think is what does influence by the Ottomans? Well, what I first want to do is justify a war against Tunis. Take 139 days. If you are detected early, the maximum amount of infamy you can acquire is 10. So this also works with infamy, this game. And infamy, basically you can have a limited amount of infamy. I'm not sure where it is again. I think, yeah, we have 0 infamy. Maximum right now is 25. While you're at peace, it will slowly trickle down. It's the same as war aggression, and the people will start going into coalitions in EU4, while if you just go above your infamy limit of 25 in this game, you're screwed, and they will simply be like, rebel, 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 we are not happy with you. And yeah, people will just get free casus belli, because there are not really those coalitions going on. But there are, later on in the game, we will see great wars erupt and people be really pissed off at others. And another thing I want to try to do is They will not accept Austria. I want to form an alliance. Not accept France. They might accept. No, not either. Spain maybe then? Nope, not accept. Ottoman Empire. Yeah, no one really likes us that much. Yeah, you don't have diplomats, you just have diplomatic points, which might change with Victoria 3 when and if it comes out. Anyway, then here's all the goods. There are some more goods coming in later, such as auto parts and airplane parts, because those are invented during this time span of the game, which is 1836 till 1936, and it also goes by days like EU4, but there's usually a lot more to do. And then here's the army screen, which is not as impressive. There's a maximum number of brigades you can field depending on the amount of soldiers in your nation, and there currently are only 14 brigades possible, and we have 14. We also have the possibility to have a maximum of 22 ships right now, and we have 11 of those. And we get leadership points, which are provided by having officers, and those will give us every 3 points you can recruit a general or an admiral, and those also give power. Anyway, let's play for... No, wait. Before we actually start playing, I really need to start building a factory in Campania, because we need it. And we're going to build the cheapest one, which is a cement factory, because cement factories are really good. And it does cost a lot. It costs 3.6k to build, and then we also still need to add iron, timber and machine parts to it as well. So we just have to let the market run for a little bit to see how much income changes actually. Now it's 63, minus 63 every day. These are daily numbers right now. So we're suddenly to 210, but that is including the fact that we are trying to buy as much stuff for our factory as possible. So right now we are buying all the machine parts we need, which is actually the most expensive one of the items, but you only need a tenth of the others to start building the factory. And to really help you with income, you can increase in 346 is the income, whereas this doesn't look like that much. Huh. Where's the other income coming from then? 346 income. Maybe it's the market. Oh, look. Suddenly we're now at -3, probably because we had a little bit of a... when the market spikes a lot, especially in the beginning, and especially when you start building stuff. One easy way to... Ooh, that's not a lot, is it? No. There are not a lot of tariffs to be gained here. So we are... Yeah, it's the stockpile is the biggest problem. Which is basically the... that factory we are building. I think, yeah, Campania would be the bottom part and Puglia the top part. We're also trying to make a claim on Tunisia, because I feel that we should get Tunisia into our nation. Let's open up this one. There are also newspapers which come out once in a while, which are quite fun to read. We have all the machine parts that the factory needs. We're still losing a lot of money. What are we losing a lot of money on? That projected income is only if we can actually get all of our goods at once. It's the stockpile purchases, yeah. Military costs are high, and we are actually getting everything we need, which is impressive to say the least. I think for now we should just increase taxes to mitigate it all. It's in the beginning just lots of tax, and then again the efficiency of the tax actually makes it not that much. So efficiency is only 23%, so right now we are getting 23% tax, even though we are taxing them for 100%. But the efficiency really matters, how much you're actually gaining. Oh, look at this. This would be Sardinia Piedmont. No, they detected it, so it costs us 8.8 infamy, which does drop down monthly, but it's still a lot. And then you still, well, it's Casus Belli then we gain at that point, which is fine. -61. And they have 18,000 troops here. You can only put 3 groups on these clipper transports, so we are going to have to transport a ton of troops at once and go back and forth a lot. So if we now put them, the remaining army will not be loaded. So now we have an army on the ship. And cement factory is still not working because we are not... Oh, we are getting some timber now. It's actually quite advantageous. And suddenly that jump up again. But the best part about it is you can have private investors which are simply paying you money. So there's a really big loan system, and if you default on that, it will be quite bad. Oh, we actually are getting iron now as well. Here's a Austrian army, quite a big one as well. Yeah, getting through that first bit of actually getting a factory started can be really expensive. But we only need iron now. And we need 230 of it. Our research points are going up because we are getting a lot of clergymen ready now. C+5 here, and then daily changes. Once this is at like 1.8%, then that's the time you have to take them off, because at that point it becomes a little bit bad. Apparently we're close to not. Okay, private investors are quite high right now. This, and that's the maximum amount apparently they are giving. So I guess we have to... Yeah, military is not even getting everything anymore. The Tunisian menace. As everyone knows, Tunis is out to get us. It's only a matter of time before they launch an unprovoked attack, so it is only reasonable that we take steps to preemptively defend ourselves. As luck would have it, a report detailing their nefarious schemes has already been leaked to the press, and the public have rallied to our cause. They're coming right for us. They do love to put a lot of those inside jokes and cultural references in the events. That's quite nice. Two Sicilies gets CB generation speed increased until 4th of May, and it will go up speed-wise a lot. We're now at, in 55 days the war will be justified. And we can probably go to war with Tunis and make them our protectorate. Which is helpful. It's going to stay a colony of Italy, I think, but it gives us access to Africa once we need it, and it will also expand our empire and strength and prestige a little bit if all goes well. Budget-wise, yeah, we need to. This is the only problem, though. This will not allow our units to function at. Whoa, money spikes. I think. Yes, we have paid all, we've bought all of our iron, and all of a sudden our cement factory is working. Let's repay the maximum amount of loan we can right now. So, because if you have loans open, you are still paying interest. I mean, though it might not be big amounts, but you're still paying it. And then we have some more wiggle room for when we actually do need to take loans again. So let's see. Professor criticizes voting system. A professor at one of our most prestigious universities has published a tract on political philosophy. The tract argues in favor of a variant of the Jefferson Method for appointing representatives to the upper house. The Jefferson Method is a highest averages method, and the purpose of it is to allocate seats in proportion to the number of votes a particular party list has received by maintaining the ratio of votes received to seats allocated as close as possible. The tract has received a fair amount of both national and international attention. The publication gives us a window of opportunity to try to reform our voting system, but we could perhaps be content with some international prestige on account of the publication instead. What's the government's position? So we could either become more favorable of Jefferson Method, and we gain one plurality, and plurality, what is that again? I think it has to do with the amount of willingness or something. Or we gain some prestige. Well, I do love to gain more prestige. Then again, it's just going to be interesting just going for this one. Yeah, I don't mind that. And oh right, plurality changes your smartness level kind of, and actually increases your research by default. Okay, now we're losing money again. Don't know on what actually. Oh, probably because we're actually making or getting more stuff to the military right now. And we are soon going to be able to go to war. Too bad we only have 3 clippers to actually field. Oh well. Field, that's a good one. It's clipper transport needs 7 clippers. Let's build one if we can. I hope it will get its ships available pretty damn soon. Yeah, it takes a while for the market to catch up to you if you're not a great power or in the sphere of a great power. And here we go. Allow annexation of Tunis. Go to diplomacy. And we're going to declare war. For establishing of a protectorate, we need 85 war score to demand it, which is basically sieging everything. If we achieve, we gain 2 prestige. If we fail, we lose 2 prestige and gain 2 militancy. And it won't cost us infamy because we already have the justification done. So proceed. We declared our war. I think, yes, you can move here. So you guys are now moving out. And so we can actually get these people on land. Hopefully quickly enough so that we can... I wonder, how long does it take for them to move? Doesn't say, does it? Here it does 24th of May, so it takes about 2 weeks for them to actually land. And then we need to move our ships back into Palermo to carry the next 2 over. And there we go. Which means we just need to get them on the ships. You move out again. And carry in. Now their army's kind of not doing anything, so we're first landing a lot of people so we can siege. And sieging goes different. Oh, here we see that Ottomans are actually attacking Tripoli. Sieging is just a progress in this game rather than the die rolls in Europa Universalis, because the sieging will happen regardless. It's just waiting, and you need more of what is the more, hang on, they should show it. The more maneuver you have, the faster siege happens. Yeah, that's the one. So let's send more of our troops in there. You can combine for now. Let's just start sieging Kairouan as well, because we probably can. And if need be, we can send these guys up here as well. And oh look, that's Arabs, really? Probably one of the oh no, that's actually a Tripolitan army. Impressive. When are you landing, people? There they are, more people. Just sending the most of the army across. Let's see, and the occupation just goes ahead, and that's just 50% now. Does it say here? Yeah, it just... they just move in, basically, that's all. So we just need to siege up everything, defeat their army probably once, and then we're done. An age of liberalism, and this is where the game really starts kicking into rebel stuff and such. Anyway, while Napoleon and his armies have been defeated, the fundamental ideas... oh, has been defeated. Napoleon and his armies. So, and his armies is the clause connected to Napoleon. Fine. While Napoleon and his armies has been defeated, the fundamental ideas of the French Revolution have not been. In Germany, the old crowns of the Holy Roman Empire have been wrought to naught, and the feudal contracts of old replaced by Napoleonic civil codes. Everywhere in Europe, in coffee houses and universities, the ideas of liberalism, political reform, freedom of speech and the rights of peoples, rather than of monarchs, are proving again the old proverb that there is no stopping an idea whose time has come. Minorities long yoked on their crowns and scepters are waking up to the realization that fate is theirs to make, and across faraway oceans the riches of Africa and Asia beckon. As the dust settles on Waterloo, Europe stands again at the beginning of a new era, an age of liberalism. We can expect increased liberal activity in the coming years. liberal agitation until the end of the game, but there's a moment where it will get removed, but it's a bit random. Pop consciousness goes up every month, and militancy in non-colonial areas as well. And all pops in Two Sicilies, where it's not a colonial state, will become 5% more liberal and gain 1 consciousness. Here this is consciousness, and this will do stuff, I guess. I don't even remember what it changes exactly. So we can expect increases. So it goes to 3.97, and it goes up because of liberal agitation. It will go up, and if your infamy is too high, it will also go up because of that. So, well, your infamy keeps going down during a war. It just goes at a third of the regular speed. Anyway, our ships are here, and these guys are moving out. So we're gonna end the episode right here. We are hopefully taking over Tunis. It should be easily done. I mean, they have 18,000 army. We soon will have about 35,000 on land there as well. Gives us a colony in Africa already, and it's a good beginning at least. Then we can try and become a bigger power by becoming a great power, and actually conquering a nation gives you prestige, which will move you up a little bit as well. But if we look at show great powers, we need to have sort by rank. We are now at number 12, and we need to move up in rank. Currently Belgium is quite industrialized as well. Yeah, Belgium's industrialization started really early, impressively enough, probably because of their influence from the UK, of course, but their army is a lot crappier than ours. So hopefully we can get enough of these guys to actually not a good leader. Yeah, the leaders here are really random. Yeah, every leader will up your military power. So military power is leader. Every leader gives you 1 power. So yay. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys later.